Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Court card of the King of Arrows and the Kingfisher. And when this card came up today, I was like, oh, good, you're going to have three kings down here, right? Well, the King of Vessels just dropped off, the Heron, okay? He's still walking behind you, but at a nice, slow, leisurely pace. And, he's still giving you that leadership that, in that question of, where do you need to be more tolerant, okay? This card here, though, is symbolic of ancient wisdom and lore, okay? He rules the kingdom of the air, logic, reasoning, communication, and he's a great king to seek counsel because he is going to be the king that gives you the best advice, all right? He's going to see things very clear. He's going to give you very clear direction on where you're going to go, okay, on the path that you're on, all right? And this is after yesterday's card of the Eight of Arrows and struggle, where maybe your thought process was struggling a little bit, in which way to go with your spiritual path, right? You're still that beacon of hope that's out there, and you still got that staff to lean on, all right? But you're weathering the storm right now. And, I say that because you've got four arrows cards down here. You've got this indecision, this injustice card as well, all right? As well as the Knight of Arrows, who wants you to take that quick and swift action. Okay, well, you still have the leadership ability with that King of Bows down here with the adder. So you still got the kingly presence as you're walking along. You might have been a little bit cold last night during this storm of this winter weather, but the Kingfisher's coming along, and he's at home in both the air and water elements, okay? Because he likes to do deep dives to catch his fish. He will exercise judgment, all right, on or power, and he'll be impartial to who he helps to make sure he sees, he helps you see clearly. So even though our thought process gets away from us and we may struggle with that, I don't want to say negative energy, but let's just call it an energy that takes us away from positive energy, right? Casting those doubts and fears. He's going to come up to you and, he's going to be very articulate, very just, and he's going to help you find the heart of the matter to whatever was bothering you yesterday with that struggle. Okay, whether that was taking a leadership position from that King of Bows and that adder, or whether it was, just trying to find the right tribe that you're in with that Eight of Bows, okay, in Hearthfire. With that, this King of Bows also, or the King of Arrows, also acts as a clearing out card. He's going to ask you questions on, materialism, emotions, intellect. He's going to ask you questions around your passion, okay? Let's just say it's materialism. He's going to ask you clearly, okay, what is no longer serving you? Whether that's in stuff or whether that's in, the process of, whatever it is, you're going through. Let's say you're trying to clear debt on a credit card. And you're struggling over that thought process. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Right? He asks that question, what is no longer serving you? And you kind of think about that. I don't want this emotion of stress to continue to serve me because of this credit card. And he goes, so what are you going to do about it? Well, that him and the King of Bows are going to get together, and they're going to come up with a financial plan, and they're going to present it to you. All right? This is how we can get rid of this credit card debt, okay? Instead of going to Starbucks, take that $5, $30 a week, boom, apply it to, your credit card debt at the end of the month. And just keep putting it towards the principal. Keep putting it towards to lower that. Same thing with the emotions, in that scenario. If you don't want to have that emotion of stress, okay, and that anxiety of when that credit card comes, get rid of it. Do whatever you have to do to get rid of the stress, to get rid of that credit card bill, and just move forward, okay? If this is an aspect, it's going to be somebody that's going to give you that good counsel, which all the kings do. They give you that great counsel to be honest with you. And, he's going to, when he presents stuff to you, this Kingfisher, he's going to do so with calm clarity, letting you know calmly, clearly, look, you don't have to get stressed out over this. Yes, you've put yourself into a bind, but at the same time, you'll get out of it. All right? Don't go to Starbucks all week. Take that money and apply it to your credit card bill at the end of the month, right? And anytime you have that little extra, put it towards that. And before you know it, that credit card will come off. Now, once you get that down to zero, all right, and that balance is there, cut that card up. Don't use it again, all right? And then take that money that you were using, let's say it's a $200 payment. Take that money that you were using and now apply it to your other credit card debt. And start with the smallest, go to the biggest, or start with the biggest and go to the smallest. You're still going to have to pay that house note. You're still going to have to pay the insurance on your cars, the car notes. But the sooner you get those paid off, the better off you're going to feel. And that's that aspect that he gives you, all right? And he's giving you the precise information and the discipline on what it is you need to do to clear that out for you. And he's going to say, you know what? When this is all said and done, if you stay disciplined to this, you are going to be a happier person because you're going to see some things grow. Okay, you're going to see your bank account grow when you have no more debt. You are going to be happier emotionally and not have that stressful anxiety of what's going on. And that's going to make you feel better in the long run with how you're moving forward. So the question that he clearly asks is, what must you focus on clearly? Get rid of the cobwebs from yesterday in that struggle, okay? Get rid of, the negative thoughts. What do you have to focus on clearly? What do you have to focus on clearly with your spiritual path as you're moving forward? Because that's what we've been talking about, all right? Struggling with, I don't want to lose my friend network and have to find people that are like-minded. Well, guess what? You want to be with these like-minded people in this Eight of Bows and Hearthfire? You're going to have to find that tribe. Okay? We can lead you to it. We can help you develop that community for you. But at the same time, you have to focus on clearly. Don't let the other people move you into a position. You focus on your spiritual path. And when you do that, that light that is in that guy's hand is going to be a beacon for you. And you are going to be coming out as, moths are going to be coming to your flame because they'll be seeking advice. They'll be seeking wisdom and knowledge from you. And why is that? Because the spiritual path you're on is being guided by the kings right now. King of Vessels, the Heron, the Kingfisher, the Adder. You still have the Knight of Hawks down here too. And you're going to, when you talk with these people, you're going to do so in a fashion where it's going to be tactful and inviting. And they're going to be listening to you because they see your spiritual path that you're on. And the other question that this Kingfisher asks is, who can give you that wise word or advice? Well, guess what? I think that Knight of Arrows can do it. The Adder, I should say, will do it. And I bet you any money if you ran into this guy here, somebody who's struggling, they may give you some word of advice too, or at least some knowledge, all right? Communication's a two-way street, all right? It takes two to pick up the phone. It takes two to, have that communication. It takes two to, ask the question to get the message that you want. Sometimes people don't give you the message. You have to discern what that message is. And that just opens up more communication, more questions. And when that happens, you start to see things clearly. You start to understand the process of how things run, of how things are communicated, okay? And, when you can see through the weeds, you can see through the deception, of how people are. If you can see their true heart, and you can see their true soul, and they're good people, that's how you discern your spiritual path with others. By listening to them, discerning their messages, and in moving forward on your path. And like I said, your path is going to be different than everybody else's. But at the same time, if you can see clearly through those weeds, if you can see clearly in your thought process, in your mind's eye, the vision that you have on where you want to be, then the kings are going to help you get there. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck. The King of Arrows and Kingfisher. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share with others, give me a thumbs up. And this is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.